Hello and welcome to the fourth instalment of Osborne Clarke's Building Safety Video and Insight series, in which experts from across the firm unpack key aspects of the Building Safety Bill, which is currently going through Parliament. My name is Rebecca Francis and I'm in the Real Estate Disputes and Risk team, and I'm joined by Robert Adjetey, who is in our Construction Disputes and Risk team. Today I'm going to be asking him about liability for construction defects and construction claims and how they're dealt with in the bill. Rob, hello.
Hi.
We already have legislation which provides protection to residential property owners in relation to defective construction. What more does the bill add?
Yeah, that's right. So we already have the Defective Premises Act, which means that if a residential property, a dwelling, has construction defects and is not fit for habitation, then the people with an interest in that dwelling, so let's say the freeholders, the leaseholders, they will have a right against the construction team, so developer, contractor, architects, etc. What the Building Safety Bill proposes to do, though, is extend the limitation period in respect to those claims from 6 years up to 15 years, so that those parties with an interest in the dwelling, their claims won't be time barred after 6 years, they'd have up to 15 years.
So obviously 15 years is quite an increase, and crucially the bill proposes to make that change to a 15-year liability period retrospectively. Can you just explain what that means in this context?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, this is actually quite a controversial part of the bill. So any legislation which proposes to bring in changes retrospectively, i.e. creating liability for some past behaviour, that's going to meet with a lot of scrutiny, because obviously you're kind of moving the goalposts and potentially creating all of this liability where it didn't exist before. But essentially what the bill proposes to do is take those legacy developments which are between 6 and 15 years old, so developments which at present wouldn't attract a Defective Premises Act liability because of the limitation period, and bring those developments back into the pool of potential liability. Okay,
so there are these potential new or additional claims that the Building Safety Bill could allow. What should parties be doing now in order to prepare?
Yeah, so I think the first point to note is that all of the claims that would have existed anyway, so traditional breach of contract and negligence claims, those are still there. So first of all, parties really need to be aware of what claims might be coming in and what claims they might wish to make against others in the contractual matrix. And the principles that apply to those claims are going to apply equally to the Building Safety Bill issues. So things like good document management and record management. So do you know where all the contracts and appointments are? Do you have the progress reports and the approvals for the development? All of that's going to be tremendously important. Then there's going to be how you deal with claims as they do come in. So do you have good processes in place to assess the defects and the issues that are raised? So that's internal processes, and also considering whether you need some external technical support on those claims as well. And then finally, I think it's going to be really important for developers to be proactively reviewing their legacy developments and trying to determine where the risks lie. So if you think about all of the changes in regulation we've had recently, so in particular with fire safety, that just shows you that there's all of these different risks across legacy developments, and developers really need to get a good handle on that.
Thank you very much. Please join us next time when we'll be discussing how the bill proposes dealing with funding of building safety measures.